make Wall Street pay us right here on Main Street. Now, family members, what I want to go over with you today is something that we see developing that we hit right on the head last week, and we will be getting PAID as we roll into the holiday season, okay, or AKA Holy Day season. Now, I want you to take a look at this right here, okay? But first, let's go back, slow down. I'm moving a little bit fast here, a little bit excited about going over how we're going to get paid. But let's look at this. Always do this first thing in the morning when you look at the markets. Look at your indicators. Make sure that everything is in order, okay, as the market works its way out for the first 30 minutes up until 10 a.m. So we got all three in positive territory, three major indexes, okay? So we should see the VIX down, treasuries down, and gold down, right? If these are up, the VIX should be down, treasury should be down, and gold should be down. Is that not correct? Thank you, King Jeffrey. That is correct. Okay, so let's see. You need to do this every morning when you're looking at the markets. Gold is down. Correct. VIX is down. Correct. Bonds are down. Correct. Got it? That lets you know then that the market is trying to, at least today, there you go, Mike Palmer, everything is in order. It's trying to get a sense of sensibility in and of itself, all right? Now, that may change in the next 5-10 minutes, but for right now, the market is behaving. As King Mike Palmer just said, everything's in order. Now, does everybody understand and understand what I just went over? Because, see, when you can look and see things like this, then you can basically gauge the temperament of the market at any given time. So once again, let me go over this again. S&P up, Dow up, NASDAQ up. Gold should be down, VIX should be down, Treasury should be down. Gold is down, VIX is down, Treasuries are down. So everything is in order. Thank you, King Mike. Just wanted you to see that. Now, like I said, it may change, but right now, everybody, all the institutional investors, hedge fund managers, dark pool managers, and everybody, they're thinking on the same sheet of music right now, okay? Reading off and thinking off the same sheet of music. Okay, now, let's go to something I want to show you that we're going to monetize as we roll into the holiday season, aka Holy Day season. And we are correct to be talking about this in August because the holiday season, aka holiday season, starts in Black Friday and in November, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? Now, watch this, okay? What does this say right here? Trump said what? America won't have a recession. Did we not call this? Did I not discuss with you? Trump is not going to let that happen. Whatever he can do with politics or bullying with regards to the Federal Reserve and the interest rates, he's going to do because he wants to be selected again as president. He likes that feeling of being the most powerful man on planet. And when you have a megalomaniac, okay, they're not going to give up power easily. He knows if this country goes into a recession, there you go, Mike Palmer, he can't afford a recession. If this country goes into a recession, turn out the lights, the party's over. He will not be selected again as president. So you have to understand the politics that are being played and that will continue to unfold so that you can monetize them and get PAID. Okay? Now, are we clear on this? Because I'm going to lay it down for you once again so that you will understand and understand how to get paid from all of this. And we're way out in front of the market. That's what you have to do to become wealthy, trading and investing. You can't invest in the market. You have to be out in front of the market and let the market come to you and invest as it morphs and comes towards you. Now, pay close attention to this. And you have to understand and understand the ideology behind how we're going to monetize this. Now, you may be thinking, how did Dr. Reeves know that this was going to happen? Now, look at the date on this now. This came out when? August the 19th. We talked about this last week. Okay? Now, let's read a few things. Now, I'm going to ask you, if Trump is a racehorse and economists are a racehorse, which racehorse you going to bet on? Watch this. Trump says this right here, right? America won't have a recession. We're going to look at that article in just a second. But what does this say? Most economists believe a recession will hit by the end of 2021. And that's what economists are saying. That's what the racehorse economists are saying. This is what the racehorse Donald Trump is saying. Let's look at both of them, and you determine which one you're going to put your money on. Okay? Then I'm going to tell you how to monetize this situation now. Check this out. Let's take the position of the economists first. Let's see what they say. Okay? Now, a number of U.S. business economists appear sufficiently concerned about the risk of some of President Donald Trump's economic policies that they expect a recession in the United States by the end of 2021. Of economists surveyed by the National Association for Business Economics in a report being released Monday, 34% that said they believe a slowing economy would tip into a recession in 2021. That's up from 25% in a survey taken in February. Only 2% of those polls expected the recession to begin this year, while 38% predicted it would occur in 2020. Trump, however, has dismissed concerns about a recession, offering an optimistic outlook for the economy after last week's steep drop in the financial markets and saying on Sunday, quote, "I don't think we're having a recession. A strong economy is key to a republic." Do you see what? Did I not just say this and say it last week? A strong economy is key to the what? Republican president's 2020 re-election prospects. You see that right there? See, when you know how these people think, when you know how they put down their tricks, you will be able to go ahead and get paid from them. And like I said, whether you like them or not, that's not the point. The key is to get paid from them. Put your emotions aside when we are out here on this battlefield trading and investing. Now, that's what the economists say. Now watch this. Okay? What does Donald Trump say? All right? Let's see. After the dreaded inverted curve yield hit the bond markets last week, President Donald Trump is pushing back against fears of an incoming recession and defending his trade war with China, which has been blamed for much of the market volatility. "I don't think we're having a recession," quote unquote, Trump said. "We're doing tremendously well. Our consumers are rich. I gave a tremendous tax cut and they're loading up with money," end quote. Now, I don't know what this man is smoking or what he is drinking, but at the end of the day, he has major influence. If this is his perception, whether or not it's real or fantasy, this is what he's saying, and this is what he's going to lean towards making happen. Do you get this? Now, like King Mike is saying, we got to play this player and get paid. If you go out and you are negative for this holiday season, or AKA holiday season, et cetera, and you don't follow the edict and the strategies and techniques that we went over with you last week pertaining to how to get paid during the holiday season, well, then that's your fault. Because he's telling you right now that he's not going to let this country fall into a recession. And don't you remember last week he said, what was he going to do with the Chinese tariffs? Hint, he was going to make sure that it was going to be a good Christmas holiday season in the United States. There you go, Mike. There you go, Jeffrey. What did he say he was going to do last week? He said he was going to delay the tariffs until after the holiday season. There you go, Pam. Queen Pam, he's going to hold them back. And he said specifically because of the holiday season. So what does that mean? That means the cost of goods, products, or services will stay where they are, or they will decrease during the holiday season when people buy gifts, which means what? People are going to go out and buy more gifts because they're cheaper, which means what? The economy will increase, which means what? Holiday season will be better this season, which means what? We're going to monetize these retail positions and get paid. Does anybody not understand that? Now I ask you once again, which one of these horses you going to bet on? Trump or the economist? Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Zenobi. Thank you, James. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Darnell. You'd be well advised to consider betting on the Trump racehorse. Thank you, Kermit. And now look, it doesn't have anything to do with what you think about the man. Okay? It has to do with getting PAID. And see, the way you put the flip on this thing is this. If you get PAID from what Trump's doing, then you will live a better lifestyle during his presidency. Okay? But if you go out here and try to buck Trump, okay, and try to invest opposite of him, you're going to fail. Trump came out day before yesterday and said he wanted, listen to this, a 1% decrease in interest rates. He wanted interest rates to fall 100 basis points. You see how he's setting everything up? There you go, Queen Patsy. 100 basis points. That aids and abets. Here's what? Great economy that he's talking about here. See, family, you got to look and see, hear and listen and digest all this and get paid from it. There is no defense when you're trading and investing. It's offense and counter offense. Your counter offense, with regards to what Trump is saying is doing, is getting paid from him. Now, let's go and look at, I'm going to go over again, how we're going to monetize this. And when the holiday, aka holy day, aka shopping season comes around, you're going to look back and say, you know what, we talked about this in August, and that's why we're getting paid now during the holiday season. Okay? And King Al Henderson is making an interesting point. Thank you, King Al. Although the Federal Reserve is supposed to be a separate, unbiased entity, separate from the executive branch of the U.S. government, meaning they are not tied to or should be influenced by the White House. All right? What is Trump doing? Okay? He's manipulating him. He's bullying Jerome Powell. He has proven Jerome Powell cannot stand up against Donald Trump. There you go, Mike Palmer. He's punking Jerome Powell. At the end of the day, have interest rates gone up or gone down since Powell has become chairman of the Federal Reserve? Thank you. Going down. And did Trump say when Janet Yellen was the chairperson of the Federal Reserve and before Jerome Powell came in, did he say he wanted interest rates to go up or go down? Damn. And just like Mike Palmer and others have said, they are going down. See, family, a lot of people, they're not connecting the dots. And they don't understand and overstand what the most powerful office on the planet can and cannot do. When you're the president of the United States, you can send out a tweet, as we have seen over and over again, and markets around the world move. You can make a statement, albeit even in jest, and markets around the world move. So now, that's right, wrong, and different. That's where he is right now. We've seen him make a statement or send out a tweet, and the market moved by 300 points, up or down. And so this is a classic example of investing and trading with your mind and not with your heart. Because whatever you do or don't like about Donald Trump, if you let that get in the way, you will not get PAID and you're going to suffer economically. But as many of you have seen, and thank you so much for your testimonies that you're seeing in, that you're sending in, Trump has been one of the easiest presidents for us to get PAID from because he's so damn predictable. Trump tells you what he's going to do before he does it. If you were in a fight with him, a physical fight, you beat the hell out of him because he telegraphs all of his punches. So like King Mike Palmer just sent across, don't be emotional, but get PAID. Now, he sat here and he's told us exactly what he's going to damn do. He told us exactly what, in his mind, no matter whether or not his perception is accurate or inaccurate, it's his perception that matters, not yours. So you need to monetize his perception and pocket your perception, okay? And realize the reality pivots off of his perception because he's going to make his perception reality by any means necessary. Now let's go ahead and monetize his perception that he's pulling all stops out to make the world's reality. Now, when we come here, you want to look at the retail position. Now you see this foolishness right here. That's why you wait for the first 30 minutes. There's bond prices. Hold on, let me go back. Bond yields need to be down. How the dickens is the VIX going to be down and the bond yields be up? How can the bond yields be up and all three major indicators be down? That's the inverted yield curve that I told you about yesterday. I reminded you again about yesterday during the radio broadcast, and I told you how to monetize this. That's why, like I said, it may change at any time. I said it several times a few minutes ago. That's why we also wait for the what? First 30 minutes for the market to settle. But do you see that real time? That's why you come in here so I can show you real time. This is not supposed to be. Bonds don't go up while the VIX is down. When bonds are up, the VIX should be up. When the VIX is up, bonds should be up. Now, before I go back and we talk about how we're going to monetize Trump and his statements, does anybody not understand and understand that? Because if you don't, I'll explain it to you. But let me tell you, don't let these opportunities go by and you're not clear on what's causing them, and you're in the virtual trading room and I don't explain it, because these things will hamper your acquisition of wealth. You got to get this. Now, if you got it, that's fine. I'll move on. But if you don't, that's why we're here. Okay? All right, that's fine. That's fine, Sean. No problem. Thank you, Queen. I know you probably at several other people are glad you asked this. Okay, she's asked me to explain. All right, now here we go. The reason why bonds should be down. When the three major indexes are up, it's because people move their money to the stock market when they feel confident about the economy. So they invest in equities, which are reflected by these three major US indexes. When they are fearful that the economy is going to slow down and they don't like the volatility that they see in the markets, they run to the safety of fixed income items like bonds. When you buy a bond, you know the maturation date and the interest rate you're going to get paid. It's fixed. When you invest in the stock market, you don't know. It's not fixed. The money you may earn or the profits you may lose are volatile. Okay? So when you feel robust and you are bullish about the economy, you put your money in equities in the stock market. When you are apprehensive and bearish about the economy, you come here. Okay? So now, when we see these right here all to the upside, does that mean that people are excited about the economy today, or they are bearish about the economy today? There you go, Mike. They're excited. There you go, Shauna. They're excited about the economy today. Well, if they're excited about the economy today, they're pulling the money out of gold, which they go to when they get concerned about the economy, and they should be pulling their money out of bonds. But what do we see here? Some of the speculators and the market manipulators, i.e. hedge fund managers and dark pool managers and institutional investors, they're saying, no, we're still going to put some of our money over here in bonds. That shows indecisiveness in the market. Okay? So when you see that, that lets you know, wait a minute. Wait a minute. All is not well anymore. It's 2 minutes before 10 o'clock. And the 30-minute hiatus that we allow the market to have to settle every day. And some of the king's men ain't agreeing. And when you see the VIX down, also, that's in line when the other three major indexes are up. But if this VIX moves to the upside, that lets you know, wait a minute. You need to be very careful when you come into the market today overall. If we saw this right here, all right, moving up, but those three major U.S. indexes was down, You move from thinking about investing in the market that day from a macro position to a micro position. This is a good point. When you see that indecisiveness, let's say, for instance, this VIX was up and all three major U.S. indexes were up. That's wrong. The VIX should be down like it is now. If you saw that gold was up and all three of these indexes were up, that's wrong. Gold should be down like it is now. And when you see all three major U.S. indexes up and you look over here and you see those treasuries up, there you go, I just saw it right there. When you see the treasuries up right here, it should be down. So now, if you're going in to a market on a day where you see that indecisiveness in the market, listen to me and please write this down. I need for you to come out of macro mindset where you're trading and investing on ETFs that are tied to the overall market, the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ. And you need to be thinking micro positions, which are individual stocks. Because while the overall market may be indecisive, your individual positions will still be monetizable for that particular day. because the macro positions are more affected by the overall market than the micro positions. Do you have that? That's very, very important what I said. If you need me to repeat it, then I will. Because a lot of people who've been trading and investing for many, many, many years, they still forge forward when there's indecisiveness in the overall market, and they forge forward with macro positions and they get their lunch eaten and they wonder why, because you don't do that. Okay, some of you asked me to repeat this. All right, here we go. Watch this now. Boy, I so enjoy being with you all alone in these virtual trader rooms where I can go ahead and explain this stuff and stretch out. Okay, now watch this, family. Okay, when I come out in the morning, first thing you do is survey the market. Now, all this is doing is when I survey the market, when I look at this, all this is doing is telling me how the market participants are behaving. Okay? It's just like when you have a child. All right? If a child's in another room, if it's too quiet in there, you listen for a while and you say, wait a minute, no, that boy too quiet. So you go in there and you look in the room. Now, he may be asleep, the little fella, or he may be in there writing on the damn walls, and that's why he's quiet, because he intrigued. He being bad, okay? So the same thing, when you get up in the morning, you look at the market, first thing, you just open the door and look, and it will show you what they're doing. Okay? Now, depending upon whether or not, when you look in that room, that child is bad, or whether or not that child is asleep, that's going to determine what you do. If the child is resting peacefully, then you let him sleep. If he's bad, you open up a can of whoop ass and you whoop his ass for writing on the wall. Got it? See my street analogy? Okay, same thing. When the market opens up, you look at it. Now, if it's behaving well, then it's looking like this. If they're writing on the wall, then we see red over here. But either way, we're going to monetize it. Our will be done. That child going to do what you tell him to do. If he sleep, fine. If he writing on that wall, he going to get an ass whooping. But either way, he going to quit writing on that wall. He going to do what you want him to do. Same thing with the markets. When we come and look in that room, we open the door and we take a look. This tells me what's going on. Now, if I come over here and I see gold up, that's equivalent to that child writing on the wall, and you tell that child to put the damn ink pen down, and the child say, you know, talk to the hand. What the hell? Talk to the hand? I'm about to put these hands on you. That's like gold being up. That's like the market telling you talk to the hand or whatever. Okay? That child sassing you. When you come out and you look and you see that 10-year bond up, that's looked like the bond saying, whatever, man. No, it ain't whatever, man. I'm the parent, you the child. Y'all get the analogy? So, if you got a badass child or a badass market, okay? Now, you want to go ahead and take the child out for ice cream and they being bad? That would be investing in the market when the market's being bad with macro positions, ETFs. No, you ain't taking that child nowhere. You about to beat his ass and then tell him to sit down, and he better stop crying. Even though you don't put some pain on him. Then what you do is you give the child, if you're smart, small tasks. You don't give the child a large reward. When I say small tasks, when the market's bad, you invest in micro positions. Get it? Small. Individual stocks. You don't invest in the overall and say, you know what? Yeah, you wrote on the walls, I beat your ass. Now let's go ahead and go to Dairy Queen and get some ice cream. No. Not unless you want the child eventually whooping your ass. So what you do is, same thing with the market. When you look at the market, if the market's misbehaving, you come out of investing in macro positions, which are ETFs, and you drill down to micro positions, individual stocks, for that day. Because the next day, child in the market may be behaving correctly. Now, if all of these are down red, then we expect gold to be up. We expect bonds to be up. And we expect the VIX to be up. But either way, that child and the market going to behave per what we want it to do. Because our will be done. We will get paid either way. Do we understand and understand that? Okay, excellent. Okay, great. Thank you, Queen Shauna. Now, in no circumstance, under no instance, does the child or the market dictate to you. You didn't dictate to grandmama or mama what you were and what not going to do. You were told what to do. And if you didn't comply, there was a consequence for non-compliance. Same thing with the markets. When we look at the markets, market don't touch. See, most people, this is a good example. Most people trade and invest in the market. All right. And there you go, King Mike Palmer. And they let the market run them. It's just like the child running the parent. No. It don't work like that, especially with people that look like you and me. Now, other ethnicities, they sit down there and try to talk and negotiate with the child. And all that. No, it don't work like that. You know, and, oh, I love you and all that Barney stuff and no. Yeah, and time out. No, it's about time for me to whoop your ass, excuse my language, if you do something wrong. Okay? Then they wonder why these kids grow up, okay, and they end up doing crazy stuff. Because there was no discipline, no structure. Same thing with your portfolio. If there's no discipline or structure in your portfolio and you do what everybody else do, because it's in vogue, okay, and all that kind of stuff, then you get done to you what everybody else is getting done to them, which is you lose your money. And people like hedge fund managers and dark pool managers and the Uber whip, they laugh at you. They say, this is damn fool. All we got to do is just give them a head fake on this position. They're going to buy it right up. Then we just make some more money. All right. Or we're going to put out this fake headline. They're going to go ahead and try to monetize the news report. And we're going to just go ahead and pull the rug from up under them because they're not looking at the fundamentals. They honestly think that trading and investing is trading and investing on individual companies. That's crazy. You're trading and investing on the reaction of other people's behaviors on those companies. Let me give you an example. I'm going to give you a prime example. Listen now, this is very important. Look, GE, all right, for years, this was the creme de la creme of companies in the United States, all right? Now, then all of a sudden, over the last 5 years, look at the stock price. Now, just if you still believe that GE is the creme de la creme of U.S. companies, okay, you've been losing money. As opposed to looking at it and seeing it for what it is, and you turn around and say, well, it had its heyday. But ever since 2016, look what's been happening. So what you do, you short the damn company. You go the opposite way, you take puts. It ain't got nothing to do with emotions or whatever it is. It got to do with it is what it is. You all get that? So now check it. If I'm shorting General Electric from December 2016 through today, am I shorting the company, or am I shorting people's trading on the companies, the behavior of the people trading on the company? Thank you, Mike. I'm monetizing people's trading on the company. You don't get that? Trading and investing is the monetization of human behavior and the minimization of risk. That's it. This right here, I don't care nothing about no stochastic, MACD, Bollinger Ranges, Head and Shoulders, Condors, Straddles. I don't care nothing. All I know is like people selling off the damn stock. So all I got to do is take a put or short the stock straight up. I'm going to get paid. Simple. Let me give you one more street example. Because, family, this, I'm telling you, you will become wealthy if you do what I ask you to do and test, field test what we teach you in the Wealth Institute. I've used this example many times in the past with my elders in the Wealth Institute. And I like to give you this example again, okay? To refresh your memory, those of you that are elders, and for those of you that recently joined the Wealth Institute family, please listen to it for the first time. Let me just use, for instance, Mike Palmer, okay? Now let's say Mike Palmer doesn't know me from Adam. And he and I are standing on a street corner. All right? Okay, Mike says he's front and center. Now, Mike doesn't know me from anybody. Please get a visual of this in your mind. Now, I walk up to Mike, and I got a baseball bat in my hand. Mike's doing nothing but just standing there. Okay, I don't say nothing to Mike, whatever. I don't even acknowledge him. And I knocked the hell out of Mike in the head with that bat. I just cold cock him. Mike is knocked out. Okay? Mike said, hold on, King. Just an example, Mike. Okay. You know I never do that, brother. Just an example for emphasis here. And I walk off. EMTs come, take Mike to the ER, and all praises be to the ancestors and the creator. He survives. 5 years later, I see Mike somewhere else. I walk up to Mike, but this time Mike sees me coming. He remembers, he's never going to forget my face or me because of what I did to him before. Now, as I approach Mike, do you think Mike gonna stand there and let me get up on him? Whether or not I got a bat in my hand or not? No. Okay, Garnell said he gonna jump on me and beat my ass. Probably. Because now Mike has had a past experience with me and he's not gonna let me walk up on him. Now, if I walk up on Mike and knock the hell out of him again with a bat, is Mike a victim or is he a volunteer to get knocked the hell out again? They both begin with a V, but they mean different things. That's right. The second go round, he volunteered because he saw me coming. And he let me do it again. He's a volunteer. He no damn victim the second time. The first time he was a victim because I sneaked him. Second time, he a volunteer. Okay? Now, same thing with trading and investing. If I see this position run up and I got GE stock and I see it running down, this Mike getting hit by the bat with me the first time, it running down, and I don't sell it, and it continues to run down, just me hitting Mike upside the head the second time with the bat. Up to this point, I might be considered a victim, but down here, I'm a volunteer because I see this happening. Mike sees me coming to him the second time. That's how you got to be when you're trading and investing. Because if Mike, the second time I approach Mike, If Mike looks and he doesn't see me, I'm going to knock the hell out of him again. But if he's looking, just like with this G stock, as it going down, and he's seeing the progression, then he sells it. And he's not a victim anymore. You get it? That's how you got to be when you're trading and investing. You got to look, but you got to see too. You got to hear and you got to listen too. And so when Trump does what he does, that's just like me walking up the mic the second time. First of all, when Trump does something when he first got in the White House, it might have shocked a lot of y'all. But now you see him coming. You look, you see him coming. You see this shit, this stuff right here. He telling you what the hell he gonna do. So if whatever happens to you economically, you ain't no longer a victim. You volunteering if he telling you what he gonna damn do, and we don't turn around and monetize it. If Mike see me coming the second time, Mike don't knock the hell out of me before I knock the hell out of him. Knock the hell out of Donald Trump. Get PAID. And Mike's a real warrior. When he looks and see me coming the second time, he said, that's I've been waiting for this shit 5 years. Come on, Nick. Come on. Get closer. Because he didn't want to take me out. Okay? Same thing with Trump. I've been watching you for over 2 years in the White House. Bring it on. Come on. And I'm going to get paid from you. Y'all see the analogy? Don't ever let your academic sense thwart or overcome your street sense. When you out here dealing with these kind of folks right here, okay, they want you to lean on your academia. I got a PhD, or I'm MA, or I'm caught up in the illusion of a conclusion. And I'm a capitalist like the rest. Let me tell you something. They're gonna eat your lunch. No, it's that street sense that says, you know what? Trump walking up on me again with this damn bat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I got something for him. Come on, Donald. Yeah, come on. And he coming up grinning at you with that bat up under that trench coat. But see, when he get in line, close enough to you for you to shoot the shit out of him, shoot him. Headshot. Don't hit him in the chest or nothing. Shoot him in the head. Go to the market, make Wall Street pay you on Main Street. Take the money. Like King Mike just said, a kill shot. You ain't trying to injure him. You trying to take him out. Because if you injure him, he going to come back the next time and you ain't going to see him coming. You ain't going to see him coming. But when you get that opportunity like this, where you got a megalomania that got diarrhea of the mouth and he going to tell you what he going to do before he do it, then this is what you do right here. You say, all right, let's do it, Donald. Tell you what you do. Walk up on me, okay? And you saying what you going to do for the holiday season? You going to hold off on tariffs? Okay, Donald, let's do this, dude. Let's do this, Donald. I'm going to get out here on you, baby. I want you to withhold the tariffs. No, Donald, I don't see no recession coming either. Do you? Oh, you want interest rates to fall by 100 basis points? Oh, yeah. You won't continue to tell Jerome Powell he's stupid and you won't continue to punk him? Oh, yeah. Let's do it, baby. Get out here. Sit right here on that December. Because you know Donald Trump going to go ahead and make everything hunky-dory for the holiday season and say he was Santa Claus. Okay? Sit right here. And then what you do, while Donald Trump flexing, you come back over here off that macro, okay? You come down in here, you see all these are too tight, right? But guess what? Come back out. What's our other position? Uh-oh, we come right here. Are we still playing, Donald? Yes, we are. Bam, bam, bam. Drill down for call, call, call. Guess what? Touche, President-elect, Your Royal Highness Donald Trump. In fact, thank you. Who don't get this? If you don't, I'll slow it down. I'll repeat it. Because if you're not getting it, that ain't your fault. I'm not giving it to you correctly. See, this is what you need to focus on. When you think unconventionally, you think on this level, you get it. When you study classic text like The Art of War, they tell you how to monetize, how to defeat people like this. Because he's his own worst enemy and he doesn't even know it. Some people have an alter ego. His alter ego looks at him in the mirror every morning when he gets up. Now you take that and you monetize that. Those of you that got military backgrounds, if you were ever on a strike team, the first thing you evaluate before you evaluate the weaponry and the amount and the power of an opponent's weaponry is you seek to get in mental intel on the person. You want to know how this person's mind works, how they think, because their mind controls the behind. The intel, you want to know about how he's thinking. And that's why we've studied about how Trump thinks. No matter what you think, say right or wrong, we've made more money more easily on Trump than we did off of Barack Obama when he was in office. Reason being, there you go. There you go, Mike. He might say that's just a fact. And it is. You know the reason being? Is because Obama was a statesman who had a heart. This man's heart is devoid. He don't have one. So he gonna do what he's gonna do. So let me tell you something that the media, Google what I'm about to say. Very few of the media outlets have really pushed this or emphasized this. You know what his administration announced yesterday? That all the migrants that are in all of the, I call them detention camps, because that's just like it is. You know, in World War II, after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, every Japanese on the Western coast was required to go to a detention camp, just like the Nazis did the Jews in Auschwitz and Dachau and the like during World War II. So I call them detention centers. Do you know what they announced yesterday? That they are not going to give the children in the detention centers flu vaccinations. 3 of them babies died. 3 of them kids, somebody's children died because they caught the flu. And the United States is refusing to A, give them the vaccine, and B, treat those that have the flu. Now, when you're in confined, filthy ass quarters, like they are in those detention centers, disease ravages the population quickly. That's what they announced yesterday, what they weren't going to do at his direction. You tell me this person got a heart? What if that was Donna Jr. or Ivanka, or whatever the woman, his daughter? Think about it now. You tell me that ain't tantamount to our ancestors enduring the great Ma'afa and coming across after going through the gates of no return, and our people dying by the hundreds on the slave ships because of the quarters and the environment they were in, dying from all kinds of diseases, malaria, okay, mumps, measles. Somebody explain to me the difference in the two. You know you got a treatment that will stop this from happening, from killing the children, but you're saying we're not going to give that to them. And you telling me the United Nations ain't bringing him up on crimes against humanity? Listen to me. And this man has been selected to be the most powerful man on the planet. So your only defense against somebody like this who would do something like that is you got to get PAID. You got to have money that will insulate you from this man's foolishness. This man sent a strike force to start a war that would have quickly escalated to a world war until the Iranian Ayatollah backed them off and said, send them damn planes over if you want to, and the sleepers will await. 3 minutes from the strike zone, family, listen to me. The bombers were 3 minutes from the strike zone. Google this. And he called it off. That's scary. Because when the sleepers awaken here stateside, they are going to affect you. Your water's going to be poisoned. Okay? Biochemical warfare will be released in the air. You walking in the mall, all of a sudden, you just collapse. Or your water, you can't access it. Do you know how long you will survive with no water? All because of a decision that he decided to make. See, that is the reality of the world that we live in today. So when somebody like that, see, he can't help but tell you what he's going to do because he can't help himself. That's part of his makeup. Just last week, listen to me. I talked about this yesterday on the radio broadcast. Okay? What happened last week with regards to the stock market in London? What happened last week in the stock market in London? I talked about it yesterday. Okay, on the radio broadcast. See, this wasn't, it's right here on the radio broadcast, this wasn't put out heavily in the United States. There you go, Marcus. The London Stock Exchange shut down. They were hacked. Like Marcus says, supposedly due to technical issues. You think it was a coincidence when Saudi Arabia, listen, I talked about this last week. I said Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United States said that they were going to put forth a joint task force to patrol the Strait of Hormuz. And they were going to stop the quote-unquote pirating activities of Iran. You don't remember that? Now, see, family, you got to get this. Now, the week before last week, Then the Iranians snatched another damn British ship. Y'all remember that? We talked about it right here. I told them Iranians ain't nothing to be played with. That's a different type of adversary. They went ahead and snatched another ship. And like, what you gonna do about it? So Trump then last week, he gets with Saudi Arabia and Israel. Iran cannot stand Israelis and vice versa. So they say, okay, look, in order to stop these Iranians, because they ain't gonna stop, in order to try to stop them, we need to have a joint task force to patrol the Strait of Hormuz, to protect them against the Iranians. Then that same coming up to last week, the whole London Stock Exchange shuts down. How many of y'all heard about that last week when it happened? Think about that now. When you can shut down a whole stock exchange, do you know what that does for the commerce and the economy of a particular country or region at that time? Nobody trading because they can't trade. Oh, the only thing that'd be worse than that is a world war. Because if that money ain't flowing, oh, you got major issues, both near and far. That's why we come back, beloved. And this is how we monetize Trump during the holiday season. But then you come back, look at him. You better get you some of this right here. You got to have it in your portfolio. The macro position for cybersecurity. Then you kick back down, beloved. And you get you some of these. Because they will not, oh, absolutely will not be going down over the years to come. Because cybersecurity is an issue that's going to be as vital as water, sunlight, and food to the world. So you got to be looking at these, family. Put them in the foundation of your portfolio. Cybersecurity. Because that is going to have to be utilized around the world. This is your macro. These are your micro. So anytime you hear something going on, like the stock market shutting down last week in London, you come right here. Bam! You're going to see. Hold on. Show you better not damn tell you. Watch this. Watch this. Okay? Can you hear me, family? Can you hear me? Okay, great. We're back up. Okay, now watch this. I'm gonna try to show you something here. Come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. Hold 1 second, fam. Okay, everybody with me now? Now watch this. The last thing I was saying, I think before we got disconnected, was that anytime you hear anything about a hack, both near and far, you go to the positions that I just showed you. Did everybody get that? Were you able to hear that part when I was saying? Because I'm about to show you something else. You got that? Okay, now watch this. Watch this, family. Yeah, it was hacked. Now watch this. I want to show you something. Okay? Now watch. They hit the London Stock Exchange last week. They got very little coverage here in the United States. Watch this. That's Tuesday, right? Okay, yesterday. Let's go back to last week. Watch this. This is Monday. This is Thursday. They hit the stock exchange Friday of last week. Look what happened. Those that know ran right to hack to get paid. See that right? I could not have planned that, beloved. I'm showing you this real time. You see this? Now, listen to me. Listen to me. Profit taking, profit taking. Now, if I come over here and I see hack, do this today, something somewhere done happened on this planet that has to do with cybersecurity. There has been a breach somewhere. Listen. So then I come down, I check my headlines. I don't see nothing, but I know the hedge fund managers and the uber wealthy, they dumping money in here for a reason. Something done damn happened. They know something. So then I come back out to double confirm. I need to get some of this hack. Check this out. Check my 52-week high. If it's far from my 52-week high, trust me, I need to get into this damn thing. I come down here and look, I see the 52 highs at 42. Okay? I see it's currently the intraday high is 38. That's enough margin in there for me to create arbitrage off margin. I sneak down inside of here. I look. I wait to water table till this thing pull back. I get inside and set my trailing stop wide with a September position. Because you're going to hear something in the next 2 to 3 days about some type of cyber hack somewhere. This going to go right back up. I'm going to create arbitrage off margin. I'm going to be paid before the end of next week. Set my trailing stop wide so I can stay in it. Because the press release is going to come. Somebody got hit somewhere. That's why you see this right here. Then I'm going to beat their behinds up. Okay? By coming down inside, this got to be up. This got to be up. This got to be up. Watch. Now I'm about to get nasty and play with them. Bam! That more than 0.50? Yeah, I ain't finished with them yet. I'm not finished with them yet. Micro moves micro. There you go, Mike. I'm coming back in. This got to be up. I'm about to get paid because I'm looking and seeing. Bam! I'm doing this real time. Now you looking at me doing this. I can't rig this. What time? Look at your computer. What time does it say? If you're on the Eastern Coast, 10:40. What time did this say? 10:40. How the hell can I rig this? I can't. But I know what I know. Find somewhere else where they teach you this stuff real time. See, family, you can do this. This is not difficult. But see, I'm monetizing the four corners of the earth. I'm monetizing, okay? Megalomaniacs like this. Real time. So I don't care. If they open up the market on any day, I'm going to get paid. They cannot stop you from getting paid. But it all begins with the way you think. You can't be thinking like no Atlanta Housewives or no Jerry Springer and do this. Because he ain't thinking about that. He's thinking about world and global domination by any means necessary. Okay? He'll tell you to show up to a fight, and you show up ready to fight man to man, and he's going to show up with a Uzi. But if you know how he think, then you know he's going to show up with a Uzi. So what you do is you shoot him before he can get into the arena. You ain't let him come in there with a Uzi. You just go ahead and shoot him in the head. We go to Wall Street, we get paid. We make them pay us. You'll never hear me say go to Wall Street and ask to get PAID. No. You always hear in our advertisement, in my speeches, my lectures, everything, where we make Wall Street pay us right here on Main Street. Okay? What does it say? Making Wall Street pay us. We ain't asking for it. No, I'll go take it. You kings and queens, you gods and goddesses, you can do the same thing. So you look at something like this and you say cha-ching, cha-ching. Cha-ching, cha-ching. And you need to understand, let me say this, this is very important what I'm about to say now. Understand and understand that the system is set up and rigged against the masses on purpose. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and the person told me, well, you know, I'm thinking about, I got $100,000 sitting in my checking account. Now listen to this now. How naive this person was until they talked to me yesterday. So he says, Doc, I'm going to start trading and investing. I've been following you for years, and I'm going to join the Wealth Institute, and I heard you speaking this past weekend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my $100,000 out the bank because the interest rates are falling. Just like you said, Jerome Powell and the Fed are reducing interest rates, and I'm not making any money on my $100,000 that's sitting in my checking account in Wells Fargo. In fact, I'm losing money. It's not even keeping up with inflation. So I looked and I said, duh. So he says, I'm going to go get the money out tomorrow. And then this is what the kicker. And I'm going to get my $100,000 in cash tomorrow, which will be today. And then I'm going to go ahead and invest it. I said, hold on, bro. Tell you what you do. What time you going to the bank tomorrow, man? He said, I'm going to be there at 9 o'clock when they open up. I said, okay, yeah. I said, what Wells Fargo branch you going to? He said, I'm going to the one on Covenant Highway. I said, okay, brother, you going to the Wells Fargo bank. Boy, you seen the light. You coming out of the darkness into the light. You going to go get your money, aren't you? He said, yeah. I said, tell you what you do. What time you going in? He said, Wiz, I told him I'll be there at 9 o'clock. I said, I tell you what. I teach a class tomorrow at 9:30. So this is what I want you to do. If, you know, you're going to go in there, right? It shouldn't take you long to get your money. Should he said, no, man, I should be in and out there in 5-10 minutes, depending upon the line. Listen now, listen, everybody. I said, okay, then. So this is what you do. I have to start teaching at 9:30, and I'm prompt with that thing. So what I want you to do is at 9:15, call or text me to let me know you got your $100,000. And you might want to take somebody with you because you're going to have somebody, you know, as security. You say, yeah, man, but I'm going to have my peacemaker with me. So I ain't worried about it. But I'm going to get my money. I said, okay then, bro. So this morning rolls around, right? Now I know ain't no way in hell they're going to give him $100,000 cash. You can forget that. That ain't going to happen. Because the system is rigged. Listen to me now. So 9:20 rolls around. He ain't called or text me. Now I got to be in the virtual trading room with you at 9:30. So at 9:27, I called 3 minutes before we come in here. And I said, yo, man, you got your money? He said, man, no, I'm here arguing with this blankety blank because they won't give me my money. They talking about giving me $10,000 cash and a $90,000 cashier's check. I said, yep, welcome to the real world. You ain't nobody else going in any bank and get no $100,000 cash. They're not going to do that. And in fact, your name has been reported, okay, to the FBI and the FDIC. They're running you right now to see if you got any type of suspicious history. He said, what you talking about? I said, man, I can't talk to you now. I got to get in my virtual trade room, but welcome to the real world. I'll educate you a little bit later on today, and hung up the phone. Now listen, my elders already know what I'm about to go into and tell you. Family, that's his money. He put that money in that bank. So then why can't he go get his $100,000? See, there's an old saying, 99 possession is 99.99% of ownership. See, the reason the bank agreed to give him a cashier's check is because if there was a run on the bank and there was hundreds of thousands and millions of other people who wanted their money, just like he wanted all his money at that one time, the money ain't there. Your money is located at the bank via what is called a bank ledger, where they just make an entry. Your money has been loaned out to other people in mortgages and loans, where they're making money. The bank is making money off of your money. So they can't give you the money right then. Now he knows that. And since this class, he's texted me 3 times, question marks. Essentially saying, Doc, what the hell going on? I educated him when we got the virtual trade on. Now you need to think about that. Another example is this. If you don't believe what I'm telling you about the reason why they don't give you all your money, because they cannot afford to do that. The U.S. monetary system, as is the rest of the monetary system, ever since we were taken off the gold exchange for perpetuity by Richard M. Nixon, is based on a ledger system. It's nothing more than entries made on a ledger. That's why, and my elders know this, anytime, no matter where you live in the United States, if you are trying to get a balance on your account, on your bank account, between 2 and 4 a.m. in the morning, go to any ATM machine, be careful now, because that's wee hours in the morning, put your ATM card in the ATM machine and just push the button for balance. Guess what it's gonna say? Unavailable. You know why? Because your money is unavailable. All U.S. corporate sweep, all U.S. bank accounts are engaged in what are called corporate sweep accounts every day, including the weekend and holidays. Money never sleeps. And it's moved from the U.S. shore to overseas and invested. It's called overnight corporate sweep accounts. And it's brought back between 6 and 7 a.m. during a particular time zone that you're living in every day. Most of the time they're indexed off the Eastern time zone where Wall Street is located. And it's credited back to your account. When many people hear this, they're like, what I tried to get a balance. I remember 2 years ago or a month ago, I did that, and I was coming back from the nightclub and I tried to get a balance. I couldn't get a balance, and it was 2 something in the morning. Why is it that at your ATM machines, if you got 100,000, 10,000, 5,000, why can you only get a certain limit of your money every day out of your account? It's your money, right? Or is it your money? Once you give it to the bank, if 99.9% of ownership is possession. If you give something to the bank, then do you own it? Or do you go to them to get them to grant you access to it? Think about that. Think, and everything I said, please go Google it yourself. That's why everybody's running around talking about, man, I got this money in the bank, or man, I'm about to take this money to the bank. Look, listen to me. Don't you put all your money in the bank. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Your grandmama used to tell you that. Your big auntie used to tell you that. The day that 9/11 occurred, it was a weekday. I was expecting a wire transfer for $2.5 million. When 9/11 hit, the whole U.S. banking system shut down. I had the Fed reference number, the Fed wire reference number for my 2.5, supposed to be wired to me. I'm calling like crazy. Okay, because if the wire doesn't show up by 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, then it'll show up the next day. So I'm calling from 11, and now it's 4 o'clock, and they're saying, Dr. Reeves, the systems are down. We'll get back with you when the systems are up to tell you about your money. I'm saying, look, I got the Fed reference number. It's such and such. They said, we don't, Dr. Reeves, we can't access the system. So my money was out there in the great abyss. That was an eye-opener to me once again. The Jews that work on Wall Street that have the boxes up top that control the floor, they don't ever put all their money in bank accounts. I'm going to tell you something. Google what I'm saying. Very few people know this. People think that the majority of gold is in the United States is located at Fort Knox. That's a damn lie. I'm going to tell you where it's located. Google this. Don't believe me. It's located at the Bank of New York. Listen. At the Bank of New York. Now, hold on. Hold on. I'm about to show you something now. Now, listen to me closely. This right here, this bank right here, ain't no damn joke. There's an underground tunnel that runs from Wall Street all the way to the Bank of New York, underground. That's where the majority of gold is stored, not in Fort Knox. The United States is the trustee for Germany's gold, which means Germany's gold is stored here. Where is it stored? Not at Fort Knox. It's stored right here. Google what I'm saying. Write this down. Angela Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany. She said, well, you know, we've had this agreement with the United States for well over 20 years, but you know what? Our gold inventory has never been audited for the last 10 years. So I'd like to have some of our auditors just go to the underground vault and just look and audit our gold that is stored at BK, the Bank of New York Mellon. You know what the United States told the Chancellor of Germany about her own damn gold for her country? No, we're not going to grant that. What the hell? You telling me you got my gold and I can't go look at it? I can't go audit it to make sure it's there? You know why? Because the gold that they've been custodial over has been collateralized and sent and margined against to the Chinese, because the Chinese own the largest portion of U.S. debt in treasuries. They're the largest debt holder of the United States. So the Chinese got to lean against that damn gold, and Chinese don't play. So the United States can't show the gold to Angela Merkel's auditors because it's already been indexed to the Chinese. I know I'm getting real deep, and you tell a lot of people this and they be like, oh hell, the world's going, to hell in a hat basket, and all it know is just monetize this stuff. And so that's how precarious the whole global economic system is. The gold in Fort Knox pales against the gold that's stored underground right here. When 9/11 hit, listen to me on this. Google this. And none of the major networks they spoke about this, but they didn't emphasize this. When 9/11 hit, there were 3 possible targets. 2 were hit, and 1 target, the plane was en route, but the passengers took over the plane, and the plane crashed in the hillside of Pennsylvania. Peace and blessing be upon all those people. They wanted to hit the White House, the Pentagon, they hit the Trade Center, and the 4th location was going to be a second strike on the White House. That plane crashed into the hillside. But people don't understand and understand that there was another plane. See, they were getting planes that were transcontinental planes because they held the largest amount of fuel. That 5th plane that got turned around and the hijackers were arrested in Portland, you don't hear about this now. That plane was targeted for Wall Street, New York. Wall Street. 2 areas were supposed to be hit that day. The Twin Towers and Wall Street. That's how important Wall Street is. Those of you that live in New York, today or whenever you get a chance, ride down to the financial district where Wall Street's located. Now, I'm going to tell you something that 11 out of 10 people don't know. I'm being facetious when I say that. I know this because I worked down there for 17 years. The next time you down on Wall Street, okay, I want you to look. And the buildings that are over 10 stories all have blackout windows. Listen to me. There ain't no glass in the windows that you can see through. 10 stories and above, all are blacked out. Why? Because there are military officers in those rooms that have high power weaponry. They can shut down the whole Wall Street corridor from where you see the big bull outside and the bear. That whole block, which has nothing but underground tunnels below them, and they got helicopter pads on top of the building. There, some of you say you seen it. Yeah, I see it. See, if you look and see, you can see that some of you are bear witness saying, yep, amen, you seen it. In event of a crisis, them windows go up, weapons come out. Now you have to ask yourself, wait a minute, ain't nothing but money. Why they so serious? Because look, this shit is life and death. When it comes to this money, these folks ain't playing. You ain't gonna shut down. Okay? Their lottery tickets, their lottery game called Wall Street. That's why they didn't let out what happened last week with the London Stock Exchange. Because they're trying to figure out how in the hell did that happen. And they traced it to the Iranian Royal Guard. Their cyber force. You putting the pieces of the puzzle together? When that Ayatollah says the sleepers will awake, they're talking about across multiple domains. That's why we got to know about things about where the gold is located. You got to know about how to go ahead and move on a position like this and get paid. You got to know how to come out here and look at RTW. I mean, XRT, okay, and RTH, based upon what he's saying, and get paid. You got to be able to understand and understand everything that they do is monetizable. But see, the trick is what they put on the masses to continue to monetize the masses is this. And then I'm going to say something that's going to startle many of you, and I need you to get to the unconventional upper level chakra zone to understand the second thing I'm about to say. But the first thing is this. The goal of these people is to keep the masses in survival mode. See, if you're in survival mode, you are subjective to thought. So I could place a thought in your mind because you're vulnerable because you were just trying to survive. Okay? So if you're worried about your electricity getting cut off next week, you ain't thinking about, okay, the stock market shutting down in London last week and how that affects you, or, you know, anything else. You trying to figure out a way, okay, what can I pawn in this house to go pay my electric bill? Or if your children have been eating romaine noodles for the last month, and now you ain't even got money to go buy romaine noodles, you ain't thinking about what he's saying right now. But he monetizing you all the time. Okay? By controlling and manipulating your behavior. But see, this is the startling fact. And you got to get what I'm about to say now. All money is worthless. Let me repeat that. All money, not some, all currencies currently being used around the world is worthless. It's all a big game. Do you know this man was talking about buying Greenland? How many of y'all heard about that? He actually put forth and had a task force looking at buying Greenland. Listen, you don't believe me? Watch this. Watch this now. Watch this. He cancels his trip because he's talking about, you see this right here? Listen to me now. Now you say, well, wait a minute. This is a damn man that filed bankruptcy up 10 times. You talking about the United States running $1 trillion plus deficit. How in the hell either he or the United States gonna buy Greenland? Listen to me. They asked these folks a damn thing and said, look, we want to buy your damn car. What the hell? You know why? Because they're going to buy it with money that ain't worth the damn thing anyway. It's not backed by anything. They just call the treasury whatever price. And now this certainly ain't going to happen. But let's say, okay, this fool was able to get them to think about that. Where all that money going to come from? United States government, we in a deficit, several $1 trillion. He damn sure came by it. He filed bankruptcy every other year. They just simply call the treasury, print up X amount of these worthless dollar bills, and then they send them over here. And these damn folks would have been stupid enough if their deal would have went through to accept that worthless money. Because the value is perceived. See, people don't get this. Value is perceived. It's what two people agree as a price point. I'm trying to sell something to Queen Pam. Queen Pam has a price for it. I give her these dead presidents, aka dollars. She accepts them as the value for whatever she's selling. The deal's done. But we both got to agree on that value. Now, what if everybody was to come out of the darkness and into the light and realize that the dollar bills that people are paying for goods, products, or services are truly worthless? The world economy will collapse instantaneously. So the game is, the dipsy doodle is to get you to think that those things called dead presidents, aka dollars, are worth you slaving on the plantation, aka job, compromising your integrity and your honesty and your nobility, because some people would do anything for money, okay, just to survive. But at the end of the day, the global economy is all about, listen to me, value manipulation through, okay, the ongoing conditioning of perception. $5 is worth 500 pennies because you believe it's worth 500 pennies. Can you hear me, family? Can you hear me? You're not going to believe this. We just had 218 people log on. You break them up modules on our back end. Okay? I'm flattered by you guys coming in, but you're breaking modules on our back end. All right? Evidently, somebody's called you and told you need to hear this. All right? Well, hold on. I want to make sure that my family that was here initially, can you all hear me? Hold on 1 second. Hold 1 second here. Get tech support on the line. I need to check modules 2, 6, and 14. Yeah. Okay, hold 1 second, family. Bear with me. Bear with me. 1 more second. All right, hold 1 second. Okay, now. Okay, they've got 3 of the modules up, and we still got 2 down. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, great. All right, great. Thank you. All right, so family, what I'm saying to you is that because value is directly correlated to perception, they seek to control the masses' perception. But let me give you an example of when you get to the upper chakra level, okay, you can see these things and realize what's really going on in this global economy. And you get to the point where money is something that you attract versus money being something that you seek. When you seek something, when you run after something, it is universal law. It will avoid you. You have to attract money. You can't seek it. Let me give you an example. Whenever you go to purchase something and you have cash, you don't need financing, you control the price of that good, product, or service. There you go, Mike. You have leverage. Whenever I go to purchase something, the price that they're asking is the price I negotiate down from. So if I'm buying a car, a piece of property, or whatever the case may be, the price that it's listed at, I'm not concerned with that. I go and give the price because I have the cash that I've determined the value to be at. Listen to me, please get this. If you go to buy a piece of property and it's selling for $300,000, that's the value that the seller put on it. That ain't got to necessarily be the value that you put on it. So if I'm looking at a piece of property and it costs $300,000, that's what he wants for it. That's his value he put on it. My value, I calculate it. I look at, okay, if I'm going to flip the property, whatever the case may be, how long would it take me to flip it? What's my PVM? Write this down. Present value of money versus FVM, my future value of money. Now, my present value of money is what I've got right now to buy this property. Future value of money is determined by the amount of time I think it'll take me to flip that property and generate arbitrage or margin to make me money. So let's say I buy a property at 300. Now I'm not buying that property at 300 unless I got a buyer from me who I've gotten a contract from to buy from me at the percentage yield that I want to have. So let's say I want to make $100,000 off the transaction. Listen to me now. If I buy the property, okay, I'm not buying at 300. I'm going to come in and say, I'll give you 280, 270, all cash today. Now, unless you make a decision by 4 o'clock today, I'm either going to do one or two things. I'll buy it tomorrow for 250, or I won't buy it at all. Now, you need to make up your mind. Well, I asked 300. I don't give a damn what you asked for it. That's your value. I'm the one with the cash. My value is 260, 250. What do you want? Now, it's currently before 2 o'clock. If you go ahead and take my price now, it's your decision. Ain't no pressure. If you take my price now, the money will be in your account by 4 o'clock today. But if you don't take my price today and you call me tomorrow, then I'm going to offer you 250, or I may say I'm not interested. Make up your mind. I get what I want at the price I want. Now, in the meantime, in between time, I already got somebody who's agreed to buy it from me for $350 to $400,000. Because I'm not buying the property at my price and not having somebody that's already willing to buy it, okay, at my price plus. So before I go to look at the property that he's asking 300, I've already contacted somebody and said, look, man, you buy this property from me for $354? Yeah, Wiz, man, you get that, man? Damn. I buy that from you, man, for $350 or $375 or $4. I said, okay, then fine. My attorneys drop a contract. Okay, fine. He gives my attorney earnest money. All right. Now I go back to these other people. Because if I don't buy this property at $250 or $260, I just give the other guy back his earnest money and we fine. But if I do buy this property at $250, $260, I got a guaranteed buyer, and I ain't even going to keep the property a week. I'm going to sell it to him. And I create an arbitrage off margin with my present value of money, okay, buying through creating future value of money at a higher price point. Why? Going back to all of this being nothing more than what? Perceived value. Because the money ain't perception. There you go, Mike. It ain't backed by nothing, no way. So knowing this, okay, I'm able to deal with my I call it my street money more effectively, because I realize I determine the value and the amount of this fake money I want to put towards that value. Do you get that? Some people will go out and try to buy a car or a house or whatever, and they will go out and beg, borrow, and steal. Take from Peter to pay Paul to pay the price that the seller has put on the item as value. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because if that was true, if that item was truly worth that price, as far as value, then no stores will ever have a sale. See, a store can have a sale because the original price wasn't accurate. That item wasn't worth that original value. You get that? And when I was taught by this, okay, when I was taught about this, while I was working on Wall Street, and I saw how those Jews moved, they instructed me, and I actually saw them utilize this principle over and over and over again. There was a time, this is a true story, all of them are true. There was a guy by the name of Mr. Horowitz, okay? They live in upstate New Jersey. He's a Jew, and his family has owned a box on Wall Street for like 90 years. So this one day, he says, Kenneth, come with me. He says, I got to go buy something. I said, what are you buying, Mr. Horowitz? He said, come. So we get in the elevator. We go upstairs to the top floor of our building on Wall Street, get in this helicopter. That's how they travel. They don't travel in no cars and no limos. They travel in helicopters because they get above the New York traffic. And we go out to this private airport. Now, this is in the 90s. So back then, the aircraft were G3s. There were no G5s and G6 or whatever. So he was going out there to look at a G3 private jet. Now, check this out. We land on the tarmac. They already got the jet pulled out. He goes walking towards the jet. Salesperson comes to him. Now, listen now. Salesperson comes to him. I'm walking behind. I'm soaking everything in. I'm learning. They ain't teaching me this in grad school, okay? And they weren't teaching me this in the pits. This was a class in life and how things are done. So as he's walking to the salesperson with the G3 jet behind the salesperson, he listens to the salesperson's pitch for about 10 minutes. Then he stops the guy in the middle of the sales pitch. He said, look, how much you want for this? Salesperson says, well, you know, it's appraised. Here we go. The value game. It's appraised at 10 million. So the gentleman just looks at him. The Jewish guy looks at him and then bat eye. He said, I ask you, what do you want for this? So the salesman says, well, like I said, it was appraised for 10 million, and I got the appraisal in my hand right here. So he shows him the appraisal, and the Jew didn't even acknowledge the guy giving him the package with the appraisal. He said, now, this is the third time I'm asking you, how much do you want for this? He said, for you, $7 million. So he looked at him. He said, I'll give you 5. And the guy said, Mr. Horowitz, I apologize, but I don't think you heard me or you don't understand. And Mr. Horowitz looked at him like he was offended, like, you calling me stupid? Hell, I understood everything you damn said. He looked at him like he didn't say it. He just looked at him like it. So then the guy says, Mr. Horowitz, I have the appraisal in my hand. Here it is. And he goes to open up the folder. Mr. Horowitz just looking at it. It appraises for 10 million. I'm going to give you a 3 million discount, sell it to you for 7. So you have 3 million equity. And Mr. Horowitz said, I told you I'll give you 5. And so the salesman looked at him like he was bewildered. Mr. Horowitz looked at me and said, Kenneth, we're leaving now. He turns around, and as he's walking back to the helicopter, his pilot is trained because that's his private pilot. He go ahead and engages the engines. This guy was not playing. So Mr. Horowitz walking along, I'm walking behind him. The engines crank up. Okay? We get ready to get on the helicopter. The guy comes running up behind him. He said, but Mr. Horowitz, what did I do wrong? And I never, ever, ever forget this. He looked back at him. He told him, you didn't accept my price. And we flew off. The point is that he had determined the value. He didn't let somebody else determine his value. And if he didn't get his value, he was willing to walk away. That's what we do when we trade and invest. When we come out here and we see a position, If it don't look right, if it don't feel right, if it's not the value that we perceive it to be, we walk the hell away. You don't have to take a trade just because you see everybody else in it. If it doesn't fit the criteria or the goals and objectives of your portfolio, be like Horowitz. Walk away. Know that you can do that you have that kind of power on any particular trade. And he knew also that he wasn't going to be able to own that particular G3. He was just going to be able to control it. This goes back to what I was saying earlier today. I want to leave you with this thought as you trade and invest and as you monetize the things we went over today, from Donald Trump and the holiday season to cybersecurity and the London Stock Exchange being hacked last week. Remember this. And I learned this so well from the Jews and the East Asians. And that's this. You will never own a damn thing. You can't own nothing. Because if you own something, then that means you're going to keep it. You have access and control of it for perpetuity. No, when you leave here, when you transition, when you AKA die, you ain't taking a damn thing with you. No houses, no cars, no jewelry, no nothing. So when you buy something, you are merely buying access to control it for the period of time that you have access to it. You are buying stewardship over it, not ownership. And therefore, when you understand and understand that, then having control over something is not as important to you as having perceived ownership over it, which you can never have. That's why when you see people just buying stuff and whatnot, you be like, well, man, why do you buy that? And they say, man, I had to have it. I had to own it. Oh, that's what compelled them to go ahead and spend the seller's price on something. Whereas when you realize that you're only going to have temporary stewardship over it, car, house, whatever the case may be, then you are willing to do like Mr. Horowitz and walk away from it because you're only going to have it for a finite period of time anyway. Do you get that? So seek to control, not to own, because you never can own anything. That's how the white man duped the Indians, the Native Americans. What they did to them was they came out there to the west and said, look, you see the mountains over there? From the mountains all the way to this river over here, we want to own. Now, the Indians sitting there saying, own? How you going to own something that the Creator put forth? How you going to own the sky, the running water, those mountains? White man says, well, you know what? I hear what you're saying, but this is what I need you to do. Listen now, I'm going somewhere with this. I want you to sign this piece of paper. Oh, you can't write? Put a mark on it. And by the way, there's some fire water and some fire sticks and some tobacco for you to chew on. These fire sticks are called guns, but you know, you need to come to us to get the ammunition because we ain't going to give you ammunition so you can come shoot our asses. All right? So here's the guns. Here's the fire water for you to drink. And here's some tobacco to chew. And then put your mark right here on this piece of paper. Listen to me. The Indian, okay, being universal, he's saying he think he running game on the white man. Indian thinking this damn fool think he can own the sky, the sun, the moon, the stars. Give me that fire water. Give me that fire stick. Give me that tobacco. And here's my mark. But the Indian don't know he just got. Because see, what he signed is something called a warranted deed. Now look up the word warranted and look up the word deed. See, when you buy an item, an appliance or something, it comes with a warranty, right? Now, a warranty says that the issue of that warranty, okay, guarantees its productivity or capabilities for a set period of time. That's why you have a warranty. Now, when you sign a deed, that is a document of conveyance. Look it up. That's why when you're supposed to pay off your house, suppose you get a warranty deed, or the bank won't give you a warranty deed until you pay off your house. Listen now. So when the Indians signed that warranty deed, they signed over their rights, okay, for perpetuity, and it's guaranteed by that deed. See that deceiver slick? He real slick with that thing. But the Indian, being a universal being, he went ahead and signed it. That's how they took over all of the United States territory. And they really got funky with it when they went out there and took Wyoming, Idaho, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana. I can go on and on. And then turned around. Boy, he's such a deceiver. And turned around. And then put the indigenous people in set areas and called them, listen, reservations. So out of all of this vast land the Creator has given us, we're going to reserve reservation style an area for you. The people who inhabited it from the beginning. That's the type of mind you deal with, family, when you're dealing with this. That's why you got to monetize him, to be able to keep him off of you. Because if you don't, you're going to mess around and sign a warranty deed by through your actions that he's manipulated. And he's going to monetize you. Do you understand and understand what I'm saying to you, family? This is serious, serious business, this trading and investing. It ain't out here just to get, a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there, and you're going to be kumbaya. No. Okay? This man right here is so, and these people are so hell-bent on controlling you, they will give you a job, aka a position on the plantation, to give you a sense of security and feed and let you get thirsty and give you Kool-Aid laden with hope to quench your thirst, and you'll stand in line and say, Master, can I have another drink? Never putting all of the points together. Okay? But see, he is monetizable. Because once you realize and understand and understand exactly what his end game is, his END game is, then you will know how to monetize him before you get in the game. Family members, holiday season, monetize it. Through this right here. Listen to me. RTH and XRT. December option positions, call options, trailing stop set wide, 20, 40%, 30% sweet spot. Let the market come to you. Cybersecurity hacks. Right here. Implement our holding strategy here on these, and anytime you hear about anything about a cybersecurity hack anywhere on the planet, go here. Do our drill down, do your holdings strategy as well. Micro, move, and macro. Same thing on the holiday monetization. When you're here and you're here, do your drill down for your holding strategy as well. But out of these two, it's much easier to get paid from this position utilizing our holding strategy, because the percentages are wider here. So you go across these three, you're fine. Okay? Next up, you want to make sure that you're looking at all times, getting out of in front of the market and actualizing and monetizing those things that you know are going to allow you to get PAID irrespective of what's going on with the politics and other things. And how do you do that? That's through our dividend paying positions, of which I gave you several yesterday here. In fact, I gave you 8 that have been paying dividends over 100 years. 100 years. Find you 1 or 2 that are within your budget. Put them in the foundation of your portfolio, okay? To offset market volatility. And you get PAID, and you make Wall Street pay you right here on Main Street. We clear on all this. Now, everything that I've given you today in this Astro Wall Street Virtual Trade Room, I've tried to give you bibliography or reference sources that you can go back to. Go to Google what I'm saying. Don't believe me. Trust but verify. And you'll see that, you know what? Everybody's chasing something that's worthless. See, when you understand and understand that, then economic liberation and wealth is your destiny. And I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but everybody's chasing currency that is currently worthless because it has a perceived value, not an actual value. It may take you, some people, days, weeks, some even years to understand and understand that. But once you do, oh, it's over with. It's over with. Because at that particular point in time, then you get into the realm of understanding and understanding that you can't own nothing. Everything that you seek to buy with the worthless money is to control it. Because you can never own anything. You can't take nothing with you. The house you live in, when you pay your monthly mortgage, you're paying for access to that roof and those walls to provide shelter for you. You don't own that property. If you wanted to pick your house up and put it across the street, you can't do that. If you decide, you know what, because I own this property, all right, what I want to do is when I transition, I'm going to take this to wherever I think I'm going, to heaven or hell or wherever you believe you're going. Try to do that. Put that in your will. Tell your heirs that when you transition, that you want your house or your car or your jewelry to go with you. They may put your jewelry on your arms or around your neck when they put you in your casket and put you in the dirt, if you decide to be buried and not cremated. But guess what? I bet you I can come to that same grave 10 years from now, if I get there before the grave robbers get there, and that watch and that gold will still be there. Because it ain't going with you. While you were on this plane, in this phase, you just had temporary access to it, temporary stewardship over it. And when you start looking at the world through accurate and clear lenses, then you'll realize that the path to wealth is not as difficult as you may think. You must focus your perception first so that you can truly see the reality of the situation and make Wall Street pay you right here on Main Street. Like always, family, been an honor to be with you doing another private Astor's Wealth Institute Virtual Trade Room. A point in time when you, me, we, the beloved Astor's Wealth Institute family, maintain the appropriate chakra level, stay in the right meridian, form one mastermind, and we make Wall Street pay us right here on Main Street. This is your humble servant, Dr. Kendall Williams Reeves, saying peace and blessings be upon each and every one of you. This Astor's Wealth Institute Virtual Trade Room is now dismissed. And understand and understand that the deceiver would do anything for the MONEY.